MrsSperry.com presents How to Understand Poetry When You Can't Use the Internet. Why don't poets just say what they mean? Poets don't say directly what they mean because they are artists who use words instead of paint to create their works. Poets and artists want you to interpret their works and create your own meaning. Their works are intended to make you think and feel. Poems are like paintings. You need to look at both paintings and poems more than once in order to understand them. You might feel uncomfortable answering test questions about poetry, especially when you are not allowed to use outside resources. But just as you can enjoy interpreting your favorite songs, you can learn to enjoy interpreting poetry. In fact, when you pay attention to the words in modern songs, you can learn about how poets create images and unusual comparisons. This will help you understand older poetry found in books and tests. Answering test questions about poetry. MRS equals multiple reading strategy. To get ready to answer test questions, read the title of the poem and then read the whole poem quickly. Ask yourself what the mood of the poem is. Does it seem happy or sad, light or serious? Let's try it. MRS equals multiple reading strategy. First reading, Song of the Sky Loom. O our mother the earth, O our father the sky, your children are we, and with tired backs we bring you the gifts you love. Then weave for us a garment of brightness. May the warp be the white light of morning, may the weft be the red light of evening, may the fringes be the falling rain, may the border be the standing rainbow. Thus weave for us a garment of brightness, that we may walk fittingly where birds sing, that we may walk fittingly where grass is green. O our mother the earth, O our father the sky. Serious? If you said the poem does not really sound happy or sad, but it does sound serious, you are correct. Without being aware of it, you were able to see that the happy words song, brightness, birds, and sing were not the strongest emotional words in the poem. The words mother, father, tired, and the repeated word may make the poem sound serious and formal rather than light and happy. Vocabulary. Of course, it is difficult to understand a poem if the poet uses words we don't know, especially if the unknown words are in the title. We need to look them up. Usually, though, in a testing situation, students are not allowed to use dictionaries. If you are allowed to use dictionaries, be sure to look up words you don't know. If you run out of time, at least look up any unknown words that appear in the title. Look at these pictures. You can see what a loom is. It's a device for making cloth. The weft are the side-to-side threads. The warp are the up and down threads. Using a loom, you can make a garment, an article of clothing to wear. And the fringes are the long, dangling, hanging parts that add decoration to the garment. MRS, multiple reading strategy. If you can't use a dictionary, you can still use the MRS strategy. Pay attention to the words you do know. After reading the poem once to determine the mood of the poem, read it again. As you read, find the answers to the following questions. What is the title? Who is speaking and or who or what is being described? What is happening? When is it happening? Where is it happening? Why is it happening? How is it happening? What words, images, or actions are repeated? What things are being compared? How does the title relate to the rest of the poem? Note: sometimes tests do not include the title of a poem, even though the title is the key to understanding any literary work. If the test shows only a small section of the poem, you must really concentrate on any repeated words, images, or actions. Let's read the poem again and try to answer questions. After you hear me ask the question, hit pause on your screen so that you have time to look at the poem again and try to answer the question yourself before I tell you the answer. Let's read the poem. Song of the Sky Loom. O our mother the earth, O our father the sky, your children are we, and with tired backs we bring you the gifts you love. Then weave for us a garment of brightness. May the warp be the white light of morning, may the weft be the red light of evening, may the fringes be the falling rain, may the border be the standing rainbow. Thus weave for us a garment of brightness, that we may walk fittingly where birds sing, that we may walk fittingly where grass is green. O our mother the earth, O our father the sky. Questions. Number 1. What is the title? And the first answer is The title is Song of the Sky Loom. Question 2. Who is speaking and who or what is being described? Answer 2. The children of Mother Earth and Father Sky are speaking. They describe a garment they want. Number 3. What is happening? The tired children are bringing gifts to Mother Earth and Father Sky. The children ask Mother Earth and Father Sky to make a garment of brightness, and the children want to walk where birds sing and the grass is green. Number 4. When is it happening? The time could be the past because there are no machines, but it could be the present or future. Number 5. Where is it happening? The poem takes place on Earth, somewhere that has green grass. Number 6. Why is it happening? People seem to be having a religious ceremony and are bringing gifts and praying. They keep saying may, as if they are respectfully asking their gods, Mother Earth and Father Sky, for a good life. A garment of brightness could mean a happy life. Number 7. How is it happening? The people are tired, but they are respectfully bringing gifts and asking for blessings. Number 8. What words, images, or actions are repeated? Many words are repeated. Mother, Father, Sky, may, we, walk, and fittingly. The images are of nature: earth, sky, rain, rainbow, and brightness, the sun. The repeated action is walking, an action of living beings. Number 9. What things are being compared? A sky loom is being compared to a loom that people use to make cloth. Gods are being compared to parents, and Native American adults are being compared to children. The garment that gods make is really a happy life made of bright days. 10. How does the title relate to the rest of the poem? Songs can be part of praying, and a sky loom would be like a regular loom, but instead of making cloth, a god like Father Sky can make the days of people's lives. If the MRS strategy didn't help you answer all of the questions, then you might want to use the drawing strategy, either by itself or along with the question strategy, the multiple reading strategy. So for the drawing strategy, draw or sketch the images the poet describes. Song of the Sky Loom, O our Mother the Earth, O our Father the Sky. Simple, quick sketches are all you need. In a testing situation, just take a few seconds to help yourself see what is happening. Be sure to sketch the title of the poem if the title is given. Note, for this video, I have included detailed pictures to help you understand the poem. These detailed pictures are not the pictures you would draw in a testing situation because you probably would not have enough time. Let's look at a longer section of the poem. Song of the Sky Loom, O our Mother the Earth, O our Father the Sky. Your children are we, and with tired backs we bring you the gifts you love. Note, I drew Native Americans for my people because I know that some Native Americans believe in a Father Sky and a Mother Earth. It is easier to understand poetry if you know a lot about your own culture and other cultures. It is better to read the whole poem before you begin to draw, so you don't have to make changes and make a lot of separate drawings. Then weave for us a garment of brightness. May the warp be the white light of morning. May the weft be the red light of evening. May the fringes be the falling rain. May the border be the standing rainbow. Well, if I didn't know what a loom was, so I couldn't draw it for the title, now I have some more clues from this section of the poem. Weave for us a garment of brightness. Well, if I know what weaving is, then I know that threads go in and out. I may still not know what warp and weft are, but if I do know, I can be more accurate with my drawing. So now I have Father Sky and Mother Earth, and I have the red light and the white light, and then they can make a garment. But then when I draw the garment and I go, wait, are they really making a cloth for people to wear that's made out of red light and white light and rainbows and rain? Father Sky and Mother Earth are not really making clothing for people to wear. We know that because people do not wear morning light, evening light, rain, or rainbows. We must ask ourselves what is made of sunrises and sunsets. When do we see rain, rainbows, green grass, and the items mentioned in the poem? We see the sun come up and go down each day. Some days are sunny and some are rainy. Father Sky and Mother Earth must be making days. What days are they making? The poet is saying they make the days of people's lives. By looking at our drawings, we can see that the poem says that just like people can use thread to make cloth, Father Sky and Mother Earth can use the sun's light to make the days of our lives. People ask their gods to give them bright, happy lives. Here is an example of a quick sketch drawn to help with a Song of the Sky Loom test. On the top left-hand corner, you see Father Sky and Mother Earth working on a sky loom. The warp threads are the ones that go up and down, and they are made of white morning light. The threads that go left and right are the weft threads, and they're made of the red evening light. Father Sky and Mother Earth put morning light and evening light on a loom. They add raindrops and rainbows. They create the days of people's lives. The bottom drawing is of a normal human woman, and there's a regular cloth loom there. People are the children of Father Sky and Mother Earth. They bring gifts, sing, and pray. On their looms, people make cloth garments. To review, there are two methods for understanding poetry. The first is the MRS, or multiple reading strategy. The second is the drawing strategy. For the MRS strategy, read the poem more than once. The first time, just pay attention to the title and how you feel after reading the poem. Decide whether the poem is happy or sad, serious or light. Remember that the title is the key to understanding a poem. The other times you read the poem, write down definitions of unknown vocabulary words, if possible. Answer the 5 W plus H questions. Who? What? When? Where? Why? How? Notice what words, images, and actions are being repeated. Pay attention to things which are being compared. Decide how the title is connected to the rest of the poem. For the drawing strategy, draw everything the poet describes. Look at how the images are connected to the title of the poem and each other. If an image seems impossible, like a sky loom, determine what the impossible item can be compared to, a sky loom to a regular loom. Decide what the impossible image could be representing, gods making the days of human lives. Even if tests about poetry scare you, you now have ways to start figuring out answers. Don't worry if you do not get perfect scores at first. Just remember that you can understand a poem by reading it more than once, paying attention to the title, asking the 5 W plus H questions, and drawing sketches. You will never get a 0 on a poetry test again. Eventually, you will be able to write explications, which are detailed analyses of poems. This explication is from a test answer. Explication of Song of the Sky Loom. Song of the Sky Loom probably is a Native American poem because it demonstrates people's respect for gods and nature. Showing respect for nature is a characteristic of Native American literature. These words in the poem show that respect for gods and nature. O our Mother the Earth, O our Father the Sky. The poet uses an extended metaphor to show how gods and nature take care of people. The sky is a loom, but instead of holding thread, it holds the sun, which makes light. Father Sky and Mother Earth can use morning and evening light to make a garment of brightness. The metaphor is an extended one because the light makes up the cloth of the god's garment, the rain makes the fringe, and the rainbow is the border. The god's garment represents the days of people's lives. Some days are sunny and some are rainy. The different types of days show time passing and nature giving light and water for growing food. Nature also gives the rainbow for beauty and hope. The gods are like parents who love and care for their children. In addition to using an extended metaphor, the poet sometimes reverses word order rather than always using normal syntax. Instead of saying, "We are your children," the poet says, "Your children are we." This gives the poem a more formal feeling, a feeling of prayer. Since the poet also uses a lot of repetition, it is possible that the poem is an old oral poem rather than a modern one. The word may is repeated many times. Clearly, Song of the Sky Loom is a beautiful poem that is important because it shows, by using an extended metaphor, the Native American respect for their gods and nature.